Okay, hi everyone. So this is my first video, just making a few modifications to my new Royal Enfield Himalayan. It's not really for any real purpose, except when I got the thing, I decided that I would try and add some actual value to it, not in sense of money or value in that way, but things that would just improve things just a little here and there. Now, I'm not a mechanic by any sense, but there's all sorts of little modifications at great value that you can have on the market for these Himalayans, and I thought if I maybe added a few things, it might just give a few helpful tips to people as I go. So, what am I doing today? So, what I decided to do, this rear master brake cylinder, this is quite a popular thing that people like to try and protect to stop like getting hit by boots. So what I did is I bought this protective guard. Comes all the way from India. It came in great time actually, so I'll put the link on the description at the end of the video should anyone want it. This cost about £10, which I think is a great deal for something that's pretty solid and metal. So that's why I don't know if US and Canadian markets up to maybe $15 at most. But what I'm going to do is just attach this on here. As you can see in situ, that should provide an excellent bit of protection. So I'm just going to crack on with this. It should be nice and simple. I'm not a video editor either, so I'm going to try and do this one-handed. Admittedly, I did loosen these bolts first of all, just so that it would be easier to try and do it one-handed. So that's what I'm going to try and do now. If I can't do it, I'm just going to put my hand down, put the phone just on the floor somewhere, and I'll pick it up as soon as I can. So let's just try this now. All it really requires is an Allen key, just to loosen that up a bit. And why did I get a Himalayan? Well, I traded in my Triumph Sprint ST 1050 because it was really too big, too heavy, too cumbersome for me. I just didn't like it at all. It's one of these where you buy a bike because it's something you've wanted for a long time and then you're disappointed, kind of like meeting your hero and being disappointed. So I wanted something that would just be a great bike as an all-rounder, and I've always kind of had a soft spot for Royal Enfield anyway. It's got lots of history to the bike all through the World Wars. You know, people would use some forms of Royal Enfield as behind the lines convenient transport, and it does have that old-fashioned simple, it'll thump along and hammer away all day engine. It won't get you anywhere fast, but as you may have realised, that's not really why I bought this bike. I wanted something where I can enjoy the views, and to be quite frank, I'm not a fast rider. All my friends would say so and agree. It doesn't really bother me that at all. You know, I ride for pleasure, not to get somewhere as fast as possible. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to just put this phone down at the moment. So just while I attach this, but I'll be as quick as I can. I'll just be one moment. Okay, sorry about that folks, but as you can see, just with an Allen key, I managed to get that on pretty quickly. I'm sorry that I had to just zone out there a moment, but last thing I want to do is cross thread anything just to feel in a rush. So tightening these up nicely. I haven't actually put any Loctite on them or anything like that. I know most people do recommend that, or some sort of like copper grease even, which I normally do, but I don't have any in stock at the moment, to be honest. So it's something that I will get just in case anybody actually bothers to actually watch this video. And I mean, it's such a simple sort of straightforward modification. I didn't really even have to make a video on it. But it's just, if people are interested in making modifications to the bike that adds value, and they thought, oh, I've seen that product actually, I wonder if anyone's made a video on it. Well, I have. So, and there we go. Okay, well, really pleased with that. Just did it up just past hand tight. That's another thing I need to get from my Amazon wish list, is a torque wrench, because I'd like to do this properly. My plan is to keep this bike for a long while. It's just a great bike. I've only done about 70 miles on it at the moment, but all in all, it's probably the bike that I've been most at home with. Oh, and by the way, one thing I always recommend for people now, because believe me, I've allowed a battery to go flat over winter, I always add a trickle charger, as we call them in the UK, or battery tender, I think our US cousins call them. But I'll just step back. And there we go. I'm quite smart, quite pleased with that. So as I go, a few more simple videos I'll make as I get more things bought here and there, bit by bit. It's a completely brand new bike, so completely as standard, except for the panniers that came with the bike as well, so I'm really pleased with that. Well, that's all. I may speak more about things and biking and plans that I have with this bike, such as going camping, something that I just won't like to, the idea of getting away from it all. But this is my first video. Thank you for watching it, if anybody does bother to watch it, and if anything, I hope that it helps you out in any way that it can. Thank you. Bye.